play with the team. Yeah, Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Fatherhood, fatherhood, fatherhood. I got to tell you this story yesterday because, again, if this is your first time meeting me, good to meet you. Just know that I have been blessed to have a career in which I get a chance to be around a lot of kids. I get to be an influential person. I get to be kind of a mentor, serve as a positive male role model, positive black male role model to a lot of young kids out there. Not only a lot of young kids, but also a lot of single mothers out there. And yesterday, let me tell you, something happened yesterday, something hit yesterday that allowed me to really appreciate that role, appreciate the fact that God has given me that role in so many people's lives. All right, so I teach at this learning center here in West Palm Beach. It's the name of the center is the Creative Center of Education, and right now we are on our spring break. And one of the things that we did for the kids during spring break is we brought in an organization that takes care of, it's like a hospital that takes care of wounded wild animals that were brought into them from one way or the other, and they can't be pets, but they're wounded, and they bring them in, they take care of them. Like there was an owl there that didn't have a wing, and they're stuck, that owl has to be there for life, so something may be wrong with them, right? So the first animal that she showed the kids was an alligator, our state, the alligator state. And I think that was kind of a strategic move, a pretty cool strategic move on their end for the first animal to show the kids is an alligator, right? So this particular alligator, I want to say, was missing an eye, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a baby alligator that was, obviously wounded and whatnot. And as the presenter was explaining what the alligator's life is to the kids, she only mentioned the alligator's mother. She only mentioned the alligator's mother, and excuse me. She only mentioned the alligator's mother. And when she was done explaining everything to the kids, one of the young black boys, who I truly, truly love, man. He's a black. I won't put his name out there, but he is an incredible young second grader. Just you see it in his eyes, pure innocence, and just wants to do the right thing, And so he asked a question, and he goes, okay, so what happened to the alligator's father? And he asks in such an innocent, very innocent way, right? He says, what happens to the alligator's father? And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she mentioned something about the alligator's father having to leave early because, they got to go work or they go provide or something like that. I can't even remember. I honestly, and this is what's crazy about it, I didn't even pick up on what she actually said in regards to the alligator's father, but I guess it got mentioned throughout her presentation. And so the young man that I was referring to, the young second grader that was asking the question, he raised his hand again for the final question. He goes, I don't have a question, I just have a comment, because this alligator's life is just like my life, because my dad left me early too. And the rawness in him saying that was just hit all cylinders, because I happened to be sitting next to two mothers who were both single mothers, who are both of their kids, between the two of them, there's 5 total kids, and 4 of those 5 go to the particular center, and they're working at this center probably because, they can't afford to send their kids here if they didn't work there. And then you just kind of felt their heartstrings tug as one of the mothers goes, oh, and it was just one of those things, man, where, again, as your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, as a man of God, as a man that has tons of youngins looking up to him, and tons of single mothers praying for me, and, all the people that watch or keep up with my videos, keep up, all the paths and the people that I've crossed in the past, the paths that I've crossed, the people in which I've met in the past, they all are, a lot of them fit that role. They fit that role of just trying to do the right thing. And, the importance and the takeaway from this video is to make sure, again, fatherhood, no matter what it is, make sure you're doing whatever needs to be done, whatever you need to be doing to be there for your youngins, man. All right, because moments like that are real, they're pure, and you're just never gonna forget them. And I'll drop the mic with this line. It was Jay-Z put a song out there. This was off the Black album, right? December 4th. He goes, The teachers couldn't reach me and my mama couldn't beat me hard enough to match the pain of my pop not seeing me. So with that staying in my membrane, got on my pimp game, fuck the world, my defense came. You know, actually before the line, so the way the verse, go and listen to the whole song yourself, but it was before he started that verse, he goes, I'm just scratching the surface because what's buried under there was a kid torn apart once his pop disappeared. I went to school, got good grades, could behave when I wanted, but I had demons deep inside that would raise when confronted. And then the verse goes, now the teachers couldn't, you know, the mom does the voiceover, and it's like, oh, my teachers couldn't reach me, my mama couldn't beat me hard enough to match the pain of my pop not seeing me. So with that staying in my membrane, got on my pimp game, fuck the world, my defense came. Then he goes into how Spanish Jose introduced him to selling cocaine and the whole nine. All right, stories, man, storytelling at its finest. All right. Again, dive deeper into all of this kind of stuff. The main website is makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, the one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.